sprint car A main. Ladies and gentlemen, you came looking for a show, well here you go. It's time to end all the anticipation as we bring to you our feature presentation.
Now here we go, underway. Dave Dykstra into the early lead. He slides up high in turn number 2. Styres gets around Steele and up into the second spot.
Dykstra and Steele, first and third, go to the bottom. Styres on the outside, takes second as he streaks toward the top side of turn number 1.
Styres in that second spot. Chris Steele back in third. The leader, though, gets a little woed up off of corner 2. That allows Glenn Styres to close the ground.
Dykstra with the lead. Styres as he comes down on it. Sorry, Tommy, you take it here. But look at Steele. He goes to the top now, Tommy.
Steele trying now top side as he sees everybody else making some hay up there. And Dykstra takes the low side now in turn 4. These guys searching for grip all over the place.
Top 5 of all strung out. Best battles for 7th and 8th. It's Cunningham and Tommy Hoopinen. Cunningham almost over the Rooster Tail berm in turn 2.
Battle for the lead up front. Dave Dykstra and Glenn Styres go at it. Yellow is out for James Evans up in corner number 2, who loops it around to the entrance of the pit area.
James Evans went for a big slide there and finally just could not save it. I believe just made slight contact there with the tail end of the number 9.
Travis Cunningham, the 71. 8th is Tom Hoopinen, the Gal Perron. Moffat in the F-37. We mentioned it was Jim Porter early tonight, but it has been Kyle Moffat in the F-37 all night. White flag is out, single file past the OntarioLocal.com restart code with Dave Dykstra, your leader.
Dykstra takes off with the lead once again. Styres pounding the top side in turn 1, and look at the run he got down the backstretch that time, Quinn.
Glenn Styres up on the cushion in 3 and 4. Steele right in his tire tracks. Hoopinen in 4th. First car on the bottom behind the leader, Dave Dykstra.
The man on the move, Jamie Collard, working his way now by Mitch Brown into the top 5. Meanwhile, the battle up front heating up between Styres and Dykstra.
Dykstra fends off that challenge on the low side from Dykstra. Now Chris Steele, he's starting to get up back into that fight as well in the number 80 car.
Styres a little bit loose. He gathers it up. Now Steele taking a shot at the inside of the Styres 0, and we got yellow. Not sure what that's for. Tyler Rand is slow down the back straightaway.
But the 07X-Team Nida is parked up against the wall. Not too far away from where James Evans was just a few laps ago, as we see another car go off the edge of the track up here.
In contrast to that, Dave Nida will pull up, get the car back in gear, and get a push to refire. So that's a good run. If you can get it straight about the midway of the corner and come straight out of there with a good trajectory, you can really make up some wheel speed. Going back to you, Greg, as we get set to go green again.
Ready to come to life, single file down the backstretch with Dave Dykstra leading over Glenn Styres, Chris Steele, Jim Hoopinen, and Jamie Collard. Dale Shenneman with a green flag in hand, and we'll go back at it with 5 and 15 to go.
Dykstra gets on the hammer out front once again as he wants to get his first win of the season. Now contact between Chris Steele and Glenn Styres. Styres around and into the lead.
Steele hot, chews it to the outside. Dykstra trying to gather back up. It's him and Steele over across lanes. Look at Dykstra come to the bottom, Tommy.
Wow, Tommy Hoopinen kissed the outside wall just enough to leave a little puff of smoke. No damage on the 27H, a slick move off of 4.
Guys, we need to keep an eye on the 7X of Jamie Collard. And now, as I say that, he loses power, the 7X. Slow in turn 1. I don't think he's going to get off the track.
No, yellow will come out here for the 7X of Jamie Collard as he comes up limp on the top side of turn 1.
And the F-37 of Kyle Moffat head pit side as well. Collard lost power coming off of corner 4, and then it's like it jumped into gear all of a sudden. He had power for a second, and then it just died going down into corner 1.
Is the mulligan. There is no mulligan this year. We're not going to take the lowest point total for every driver for one night this year and throw them away. So if you have a bad night, you got to be in trouble this year. Still lots of season to make up ground, but it's going to be a long way back now for some of these guys who got trouble this year.
Consistency is always key to a DNF, not what the Collard team was looking for. Meanwhile, his quasi-teammate Glenn Styres leads the way Chris Steele, Dave Dykstra on his tail.
Styres and Steele get on it out of 2. Down the back chute, it's Glenn Styres with the lead. Dykstra fading back as Hoopinen. Both Hoopinens now trying to get underneath the Dykstra 5.
Yeah, Tom and Jim Hoopinen both scoot by the 5D of Dave Dykstra, and the outside pole sitter beginning to fade in this one with Glenn Styres your leader.
Styres pulling away over Chris Steele and Tom Hoopinen. Jim Hoopinen with Travis Cunningham running the bottom into 71.
Tom Hoopinen making up some ground now in that 27-8. We have trouble, big trouble in turn 4. 3 cars get together. Kyle Moffitt, James Evans, and Dane Nida all involved there. Nida had the 07X back running again, but
Dane Nida came off of corner 4 and did a donut, tried to keep in the throttle, and just as he got it, he left no room for Kyle Moffitt and James Evans, who took a hard hit on the front stretch wall. We have security down there, so if you just stay in your seats, not go near the crash seats. And they'll check on James Evans, of course. He had a rough ride a couple of years back. You can buy advanced reserve seating for that as well. White flag is out. We'll go back to green flag racing next time around. Looks like Jamie Collard has the problem fixed, but unfortunately, 2 laps down.
You know, Greg, if you look at the right front on Jamie Collard, tons of mud caked in that right front. And that could be giving him some fits as well, as it's certainly not going to handle the way he wants to. Back to you, Greg, for the start of this one.
Single file past the cone on the front stretch, and we'll get back to it. 9 in, 11 to go.
Glenn Styres goes past that restart cone, and we're back underway. Here comes Chris Steele making a bid on the bottom side, not able to do anything that time. He slides up high in turn 2. Here comes Tom Hoopinen.
Glenn Styres still your leader, Steele to the outside. Tom Hoopinen working on the bottom, trying to find some room to get up to the 80. Dykstra pounds the turn 1 cushion hard.
The leader, Glenn Styres, has about a 10-car length advantage over Chris Steele. Tom Hoopinen third, Dave Dykstra fourth, and Jim Hoopinen rounding out the top 5 just past the halfway mark.
Styres continues to open up his lead. Chris Steele falling back, as is Tom Hoopinen. The good fight is on for the 4th spot between Dave Dykstra and Jim Hoopinen. Those two going at it side by side for a couple of laps now.
Behind them, Dykstra and Jim Hoopinen. It's Travis Cunningham right up to the back straightaway wall. Michael Perron trying to make a run on him as they come to the inside of 3 and 4.
So your leader in maybe a couple of laps here will reach some lap traffic, and the real deal, Chris Steele really the only driver within striking distance. The good ways back to Tom Hoopinen in 3rd, Jim Hoopinen 4th, 5th is Dave Dykstra, 6th Travis Cunningham, 7th Michael Perron, 8th Mitch Brown, 9th Keith Enser, and it's Todd Hoddick rounding out the top 10.
Glenn Styres now has Mikey Krutska in his sights. He'll try to put him a lap down in just a moment, and then a bunch of cars racing side by side in front of him that Styres is going to have to get around.
Chris Steele way off of turn 1. That will give second to the Hoopinens as Tommy has it, Jim wants it, and Steeler will drop back 2 spots.
At the line, the battle for second heating up. Meanwhile, Glenn Styres mired in traffic. He gets by Mikey Krutska, but didn't get the run he wanted past Shane Ross.
Styres now trying to get up and get around some more laps. He's got a full straightaway advantage over that fight for the second spot between the Hoopinen brothers. Jim, the 2011 track champion, Tom in the 27H and 2009 track champion.
Now Dykstra again, same thing that happens to Steele. Off the end of 2 and loses a couple positions. And that's not going to work for him as he will drop a few right off the leaderboard.
Great run for Jim Hoopinen, who finally gets his primary motor back. He's looking for redemption after his last outing. He had won, but didn't make it past post-race inspection. Meanwhile, Glenn Styres cruising out front with a half a lap to go.
Styres way out front, a little bit sideways down on turn 2, but he's got a big lead, and he will bring this one home.
Glenn Styres wins it. Second will be Jim Hoopinen. Tom Hoopinen comes across in 3rd. 4th will be Chris Steele. 5th, Travis Cunningham.
tiring.
He's out of the car for the second time this year. The winner, Glenn Styres. There's the hard work, Glenn. You're finally back on top. You had a rough season in 2011. Everything is going right. You're leading the points, second win of the year. What more can you say?
Well, my brother won the Rochester World Finals in lacrosse. Our season has turned around, and I want to say I busted my wrist, didn't win a single race last year. I appreciate what I do now. I don't take it for granted.
Is Tina going to bust the other wrist to get you the championship?
Yeah, I hope so.
Now, it's been a great season here at the track on the other side of the fence. I know as the owner, you've got your eye on the car, but also on the other side of the fence. How hard is it as a driver to compete but still be worried about what's going on?
Well, you know what? We're really concerned about the fans. We want to make it enjoyable, and I want you guys to brag about Ohsweken Speedway, so we're doing everything that we can to make it the best experience for you, for the value of the money, and you know, I hope you tell all your friends and bring everybody back, because you know, all the guys in the pits get to do what they love to do, and with all of the sponsors coming on board, with all you guys and the fans, it really helps us do what we want to do and fulfill our dream, and I'm hoping you like the dream too.
Back behind the wheel of the car, looking back to last year and the struggles you had, looking to this year, have there been any major changes, or is it just a fresh slate got things going?
Well, after we won that big race in Florida, it just seemed to give me a lot more confidence. Steve knows how to set these car up, and you know, I got a great team owner and partner, Miles Hill, and my brother Kurt. Without them guys, we wouldn't be able to do what we do at this level, and you know, I got to thank them guys and all of the crews that come. I mean, every week, I mean, it takes hours and hours to get these cars in tip-top shape, and it takes a lot of work, and all you guys see is the finished results, but there's a lot of behind-the-scene work, and like I said, all these young kids out there, dreams come true. Never give up.
There you go. Let's hear it for the Ohsweken Flyer, Glenn Styres, as he celebrates down here in Engine Pro Racing Winner's Circle.
Well, fans, I'm just curious what you guys thought. Sprint cars earlier in the night. Did you like that tonight?